This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 850. Right on the button. Enjoy. People are still salty about the font change. And we talked about it being the TrueType font system to make display of font easier at different devices. And that's exactly what was reiterated in the live stream here for different devices and different font sizes. And then this was a really, really, really sour note in the live stream for me. And I'm going to read this. In terms of accessibility, all of these things take a bit of time. There are experts on the team who, quote, who know what needs to happen. And the team is pushing forward on things like general level of accessibility for people with visual and auditory impairments, looking at colorblind modes, and it may take some time to get right. I don't know if that was as sour for me as it could be for you.
Well, I mean, I'm not seeing it. But no.
Put simply,
I'm
if
not.
the person was on the team, we shouldn't have had the problems we had with Carapac, the Glacier.
And here's the worst.
Process.
Here's
Battle of the Monolith. We shouldn't have had these problems.
And here's I don't know. There's something doesn't make sense to me here because
just hang on. I just want to say one simple thing. How do you put particles on a boss that a colorblind person cannot see if you have experts in the team who know what's going on with this? How does that happen?
And it wasn't even the first time in Elder God Wars that there had been a colorblind issue. We brought it up with Carapac as well.
Yeah.
But here's the problem.
Oh yeah, right. You couldn't see the color between the different lightning, right?
No. Yeah. Exactly. So we've talked with Mod Warden. We've talked with Mod Osborne. I believe them to be genuinely concerned about accessibility.
They're not lying.
They've listened to me. They're not lying. So I don't understand where this disconnect is because I do believe that
the higher ups want to do it. We know that.
Yes. Yes. So
and
that's why I'm saying to me it seems like there isn't someone there.
Right. People don't know this. Before and after each of the podcasts we had Warden and Osborne on, we talked to them at length with how we were producing that show. And of course, on both of those, accessibility came up.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted documents from you on your opinion on things, and you gave those. So people cannot blame Mod Warden, Mod Osborne, those types of people, because just like you, I genuinely believe that they see the problem and they want to fix it. But the question is, like you said, where is the disconnect?
Yeah. Like you, it's hard for me to believe that there are experts that are on these teams. I just don't. I don't see that because, like I said, the things that have come up
you don't get
visual.
More colorblind than messing up red and green.
Well, that's pretty bad. I mean, that's pretty bad, but there's been things with color blindness, but there's been things with visual clutter. But there have been things too that were auditory. There were things that have been cognitive and mobility related.
Right, and we need to also underscore that accessibility isn't just visual and auditory. It's the entire spectrum, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
I've even heard from people who have dyslexia that the best way of taking in some of the things in game is through listening to the podcast.
Yes, and there are some parallels, right? With things that help visually impaired people also can also help dyslexic people. Namely having those auditory cues, not having to read or be quite so text heavy are two things that come to mind. I just, like I said, it's hard for me to see where these experts lie because I and I mean lie like where they are at. I don't know where they are on the team because
Yeah.
I would love to talk with them. I mean, come forward. Let's do a live stream.
Let's
Talk
have
about accessibility.
let's have a let's ha- just like we did with as in Nodger's Quest or the Mod Warden. We will give any accessibility person at Jagex an hour of time, and we'll work with you and we'll produce something talking about how you work accessibility into the game. What happened with the Elder God Wars front? Where you've been, where you're going, how we could do better. Now that would be a fun conversation to have, I think.
Well, that would be a constructive conversation to have, right? Because, like I said earlier in the show, I think my credit's good. I always say when things are done right, and I try to. Yes, I say when they're wrong, but I try to provide some kind of constructive feedback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And while I know it feels negative, that is from I'm at a frustration point at this right now because we are 3 fronts in, we're 3 bosses in, and I never had high expectations to be able to do it. I don't expect ever to be on the same, level is a normal PVMer. At the same time, I think I should be able to participate in these things and not have barriers.
Right, and the way you were able to get your kills with the Glacier, Carapac, Croesus was through our group PVM stuff.
Yes. And I will say, Croesus was, with the exception of what I called out on accessibility, I was able to find a short path. I was able to pretty much navigate it and nullify the mechanics by by using crystal mask and different things, having things called out to me. When they were called out, I was on it. But that just goes to show you how much an audio cue could do.
Yeah.
Or how much, little things.
Right, because,
like that
two of the smoke colors are red and green.
Well, of course they are. But having Thaxi to be able to call out that mechanic, then I'm able to, run away or I'm able to do whatever. That could have easily been done with, in game with different sounds.
Yeah.
So, I would love to talk to who these experts are. They're experts, so they probably know more than I do, but I would love to try to help, if possible.
Yeah, and the criticism we're giving comes from a place of wanting to do good, because we've been through the entire round here on this episode, haven't we? We criticized Jagex. We said they did something good that the community probably didn't think was good. And now we're back to the other side again. So there you have it.
Hey, straight talk, right?
That's in the name. That's in the name. That's in the name. You can find full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. If you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, like and subscribe or leave a comment.